innocent, so sweet, poison my brain and my bloodstream. Heaven, can you save me? Sex and candy with my baby. California cool with high heels on. She's my little Yoko, oh no, makes me go loco. Tell me something that I don't know. She's my little Yoko, oh no, fuck me up in slow-mo. Put my body in a chokehold, oh no. Ice queen so mean, why she always wanna fight me, spite me. And if I try to get away, you can find me in the loneliest place. And if I try to catch a break, you can find me falling on my face. She's my little Yoko, oh no, makes me go loco. Tell me something that I don't know. She's my little Yoko, oh no, fuck me up in slow-mo. Put my body in a chokehold, oh no.
There we go.
She's my little Yoko. She's my little Yoko.
That's a weird way to put it, James.
She's my little Yoko. She's my little Yoko, oh no, makes me go loco. Tell me something that I don't know. She's my little Yoko, oh no, fuck me up in slow-mo. Put my body in a chokehold, oh no.
All right, we actually got some good feedback tonight in the baseball break about what you guys want to see at National. And of course, I said I'm going to do the walkthrough of the whole show initially. James said he wants to see some good stand. He wants to see like the actual aspect of a card show, which you can't really get the element of a card show at National. It's a card show on steroids. It's pumped up. The energy's there. But tonight they want to see signings from baseball players or the athletes at the VIP. They want to see Jason and I get drunk at night and cuddle in bed. I get that. I think they said, oh, and we talked about last day. Is the last day too late to go to the show? Absolutely not. Best time to go. So if you get the itch halfway through the show and you're like, halfway through the week, you're like, look, here's a last minute flight, or I could drive there, stay overnight, whatever. Go get it. You were lost where, Chris? There's GPS on your phone. How do you get lost in this day and age? James, listen, I walked you back like 2 miles in the dark where there were warning signs for alligators. You will get eaten by an alligator. And I was like, that's cool. I'm going to walk my friend James back. So listen, I never have done... Oh, Chris, you were lost at the Natty? Yeah, you're like, you get lost in it? Yo, so I made that mistake the first year. My dad and I drove out there like 6 hours. It was at, what was it, Cleveland? Like 6 hours. We stayed for the day, and then we left, and we're like, what just happened? Like, what did we just see? It was too much, too fast. Vic, listen, I wish I would have recorded me almost hitting Randall Cunningham with my car. That was a former Eagles quarterback. But Vic, is there? So I've never waited in line for the autographs. I only got 2. There should be another one in here plus a graded card. I've never waited in line for these autograph guys. There's a chance I will do it for 1 or 2 this year. I doubt it though. Every year I say that, I'm like, no, I'm not waiting in line for hours on end. I didn't get a super VIP, so you don't get the shortcuts. But if I do something like that, I'll make sure I record that. Maybe I'll do it just for the sake of it. How about for the Cleveland Browns, Joseph Taylor, 3 out of 10. out of 10. Am I okay? I'm slurring a little. No. Hammered. Not okay. Not at all. No, I'm good, but like, no, I'm not. I'm not sober. That's what you're asking. Thank you for asking, though, James. It was very polite of you to be concerned. So I'll tell you why in a minute. Let me finish this beer and slur a little bit more. So, after I helped out at Sunday school today for church, we got a Jamar Jefferson for the Detroit Lions out of 99. Bird dog, black dog, bird dog, black dog, blackbird. Bird dog is so good. Jamar Jefferson out of 99. Go for the Detroit Lions. Mr. Calkins in the building. I saw a video of Calkins last night taking someone out on a diving board. We should pull it up. It's a pretty good video. If you're friends with Calkins, check out his page. He like straight speared somebody, dude, right off a diving board. What's up, dog? Oh, I got him. That's a great episode of The Office. And Amari Rodgers for the Green Bay Packers out of 25. Purple. Green Bay Packers going out to Jesse Bushel. All right, real quick, before I show this graded card, tell you. So I was helping out in the nursery at the church today. We had low numbers. There was 3 kids. It was me and my wife. So I had to do a mock draft. And I should show you the results of it. I will after this box. But I'll tell you what. I've learned today just from my first mock draft that if you're outside of the top 7 picks, you almost have to go 0 RB in the first round. That's my take on it. You almost have to go wide receiver, or wide receiver, tight end, or if you really want to reach for a quarterback, wide receiver, quarterback, which I don't recommend. But I do believe you can go without a running back in the first 2 rounds if you're drafting after those last guys go. And I'll show you what I mean here. It's going to be Asante Samuel Jr. Here comes the boom for the Chargers. LA Chargers going out to James Eisman. Did I stutter James? 1 out of 25. Here comes the boom. It is so glorious when it works. Dude, pass me that up dog. What? The up dog. What's up dog? I know what's up with you. It feels so good when it works. And then they look at you like you're so dumb. And you're like, I don't care what you think of me. I just crushed it. Nice stutter detective. I was getting lazy with my speech, James. I've been working on my enunciation while I'm drinking. I do verbal drills. So listen, here. Let me show you my mock draft. We're gonna get into the 2022 box next, and you guys are gonna probably hate this draft. I don't know if I love it or not. I'll post it to the page. But here's pretty much how it worked out. So I get into again, guys, I apologize if you're not about this stuff, but you know this is how we operate here. Oh, I think I have it in my email. Results of the mock draft. If I can't find it quickly, I will just move on. Maybe I don't have it. All right, then I'll just pull up my team. It's hard to appreciate the draft when you don't see how players fell. But there was no running backs left. So here's what we went with. I went with Adams and Diggs for the first 2 rounds. So I'm locked in at receivers, right? But then you have to go running back. If you do not draft a running back in the first 2 rounds, you have to go running back then. I feel like you have to. Because there was nothing left. So I went Jacobs, which I am a big Jacobs believer this year. So I felt good about that. I don't feel good about Breece Hall being my second RB. And then it got weird. I had to take the next 2. I took 2 more. I was at 12, so I was a turn. So I had 12 and 13, and then, every other round I had back-to-back picks. So I went Metcalf and Schuster. So, like, I felt great at wide receiver. I'm like, cool. I have a great flex. I have a great backup. I feel very good about Juju this year as a bench player. I mean, come on. Like, he's with Mahomes. Metcalf, I felt less great about. Then my running back became Melvin Gordon and James Cook. So I'm like really struggling at running back. But I had to get some depth there. So then I had to go with Derek Carr at quarterback. So what I decided to do was say, hey, this is an all or nothing league. Again, it's a mock draft. But I always treat my mock drafts like they're real. So I stacked with Carr, Adams, and Jacobs. And then prayed for the best. At tight end, I got Gesicki. He's going to play for Miami. You know, they got deep threats with Tyreek Hill there and Waddle there. Hoping Gesicki gets some play. And then, of course, I got Lawrence as a backup. I think he's a wild card this year. Who knows? But tell me what you think of that team there, guys. I mean, what do you think of the zero RB approach this year? If you don't have... I mean, it really was like... Mixon was gone. I mean, the running backs were gone. There was nobody to get. So Jacobs, in my opinion, was the next best guy off the board. And that's the thing is, like, I always say I like to draft late. You know, you don't want to get... I don't like getting stuck in the middle because you don't know if guys are going to fall back to you. You get the first pick, you're taking either McCaffrey, Thomas, apparently Eckler, which I don't know about all that. But I think this may be the year I go the zero RB approach and just pray for the best at RB, try to grab some guys, and just hope that I get the best wide receivers off the board. I never do that. I have been an advocate for running backs long before it was like the running backs were the thing. I don't know. Tell me you guys approach. Aaron Rodgers, Terry Bradshaw. We got David Bell and Derrick Henry. Thibodeau. Chris, have you done a lot of mock drafts? Malik Willis. Barkley. Do you see the stuff going on Barkley? The coach said he doesn't know how to play running back. It's crazy there right now. And then we get an Isaiah Spiller for the Chargers. Chargers going out to James Eisman. There you go, James. So my thing was at the 12th pick, Chris, there was still no one there. Like if you're 12th, you're doing 12th and 13th. I mean, to me, the 12th and 13th pick, it doesn't matter if it's first or second round. You're getting who's there. You don't do mock drafts. Anyone? Has anyone done them at all? I might have to do some tonight. Dan Marino, Kenneth Walker out of 149. Oh, there's something behind Dan Marino here. Tolbert. Walker out of 149. And DeAndre Swift. This is going to be out of 75. Is he still Lion status, DeAndre Swift? I will say I appreciate that we're breaking tonight. I wish the group was a little bit chattier. But I do know it's that time of year. People are still out doing things. I can't wait to be on the West Coast so I can feel that West Coast time. Finally going to get to visit the West Coast for that Rams-Bills game. Lawrence Taylor, Sam Howell, Jahan Dotson, Stingley, McCaffrey. There's Vic right there. And Desmond Ridder going out to the Atlanta Falcons. Going to be Greg Eastis. There you go, Greg. I mean, Chris, I've always agreed with you. And I don't necessarily disagree with you now. The problem is that so often we draft these running backs, it just never works out, right? My big mistake there was, I don't know if it was a mistake, but generally if you go 0 RB, then you have to load up on running backs in the next couple rounds. And I didn't. I went wide receiver, running back, and then went with Metcalf and Smith-Schuster. One of those guys is going to be my bench player. But you have to remember, there's always the possibility of trade bait. You know, Juju to me is a sleeper this year in Kansas City. So if you can trade him for a guy. But guys are very apprehensive to trade their running backs. It takes a lot to get a running back. Don't even draft extra quarterbacks. Here's for these guys that don't know. Running or quarterbacks are useless in trade value. Nobody will give you anything for. You can be trading Josh Allen and you're probably not going to get much for it. This is the guy I drafted, but then today I listened to the podcast and they said don't plan on him getting a ton of volume. I don't know. Desmond Ridder, Breece Hall. Anyone know much about him? Stafford, and here we go. Damon Clark out of LSU. Who's in Indianapolis now throwing the ball? I'm not being smart. I really can't recall right now. I know they traded Wentz to what? Washington? It's going to go to the Dallas Cowboys. Who's throwing the ball in Indianapolis this year? I do not remember it. Oh, Matt Ryan. Oh, okay. I do like him going out. He wants to go out on a high note. He got some vet experience, bringing in. The receivers are who? They have Pittman. Who else is there right now? It just scares me with Jonathan Taylor that it's going to be the same reason I'm scared of Debo. The same reason I'm scared of Henry is it becomes this overusage situation where they cannot do anything with it. Like you're right. Like they just get hurt. They use them too much. They can't do anything without them. And then it becomes a fiasco. Paris Campbell. I mean, that scares me a little bit. There's Tua. Out of 99, Jahan Dotson. Drake London. There's a Thibodeau. Eli Manning. Who do we got coming up? Brian Robinson. Kenny Pickett. And Brian Robinson Jr. in flight out of 75. There we go. Brian, and I know I looked him up today. Robinson Jr. It is going to go out to the Washington football team. Dougie, I was going to message Dougie and say, at least you got the Washington football team with a 2022 break. I do think we have to do our drafts live this year. I think we've tried it before, but maybe we do it as like a podcast situation. We have to get them live. They're so much fun to be a part of. I still have the list here of people who said they wanted to go to Vegas for a draft. With flights, I guarantee you that's not happening. We didn't know flights were going to be $1 million to fly out to Vegas. Another select one coming up. Chris Johnson. Hey, what up, Seth? Glad you're hanging out, man. Thibodeau. There we go. Thibodeau out of 149 for the Giants. Stan K get one. Aaron Donald. Troy Aikman. Drake London. And out of 25, look at this on card. Kennedy Brooks. These select autos are so nice. I can't wait for the select draft picks to come out. I do not understand why they put the pause button on that. Makes zero sense. I mean, it needs to come out. This is going to go out to the Philadelphia Eagles. Michaela Sawyer. Philly. Out of 25. Nice card. Got 2 NFC East cards tonight. So every year going into the season, we do a few things, right? Every week here at Blazin', you guys know what we do. We do pick 'em, group pick 'em. I have all the picks from last year too. We're going to do a week where we review those picks and see how we did. Like what we'll probably do is say, I have them all saved. So like week 1, this was your record last year. We give $20 credit out if you go above like, what is it, 70, 80%? I forget what it is. I'll look at that. We also do the paper footballs, but I want something more this year. So we need to come up with something new, Chris. Chris, what are we going to do this year that's different than paper footballs and the pick'em? You know what we should do? You know how some people do, this would be a cool idea. You know how some people do the 101, everyone puts $1 in for the 101? I say we pick a break, one per week, where everyone puts $1 in. And during that break, we do the votes like we do on the screen. And we pick the games and we put it in the parlay. If we win the parlay, we divide that up between everyone who put $1 in for that break, and we divide it up for credit. So, like, for example, let's just say we do a break, 25 people put $1 in and say, hey, we're going to do the parlay challenge this week in that break. And then we vote on the games, and we pick them straight up live during that break, and we put the ticket in. And whatever we win, whoever put the $1 in, we split that up for credit for, blazing credit. That would be fun, right? Y'all get what I'm saying? And if you put it like a 13 or what is it, 16 game parlay in and hit it, we could even say, look, skip this game. We could put that as a thing. Like, nope, just skip. You know what I'm saying, Seth? It would be fun, right? But the only thing I'll say as a caveat to that is we have never, ever, in the 3 years we've done Pick'em, ever got all the games right. That's the problem. So we have to put a skip it in there so we say, we're not cool with this. We could do the points too. Dame Brown going out to the Washington football team, Dougie Berger. But I'm open for ideas, guys. We're coming up upon football season. It's time to come up with those ideas. You know the deal here. We're family. We got to come up with fun things to do. We got to adapt every year. Come up with some new fun things. Homer hater picks. For the Jags, at least it's out of 49 for the Jaguars. Jason Mello, he got the 101 in the baseball break. Mello having a night. What up, Jason? Jaguars, no wires, out of 49, 3-color. They got the 3 different colors there. Out of 49, Mammoth Materials. We will do 2 $5 hit list credits at the end of this. There we go. For the Kansas City Chiefs, signature routes out of 199. Mecole Hardman going out to Jason Mahomes. I really do hope that when football season rolls around and we're not like out doing things, we get back to us all hanging out. All right, here we go. Booklet. It is a locker booklet. Going out to Christine and the Ravens. Ooh, it's nice too. 1 color, 2 color, 2 color, 1 color, 1 color, 3 color. It is a 77 out of 99. Tylan Wallace going out to Christine and the Baltimore Ravens. I asked in one of our group chats today, it may have been last night, what's a team that nobody thinks will make the playoffs that will? The Ravens came up. People hating on Lamar. I don't know. What do you guys think? Ravens? That is a cool card. So one of the things we're doing at National this year, as I recap this here quickly, we are going to be putting together that repack. Chris started it with me last year. We didn't make it very far. Thibodeau out of 149, Dotson out of 99, and DeAndre Swift out of 75. RB1. Who? Wallace? Wide receiver? Desmond Ridder for the Atlanta Falcons going out to... Who had the Falcons? Gotta check it out here. Craig Eastus. Lamar RB1. Stop that nonsense. People said that about Josh Allen his first couple years too. Dougie Berger with the Washington hit there. Going with Dame Brown. You know he's not a running back, man. Come on, that dude can throw. They just don't give him any weapons. He's got the worst receivers in the league. Kennedy Brooks going out to Philly. I think the hate for Lamar has gone way too far. And I really do hope he proves all his haters wrong. Although I do think the Steelers are taking that division this year. Brian Robinson for the Washington football team going out to Dougie. And Damone Clark going out to the Dallas Cowboys. That's going to be Todd Dunn. Hey, Todd got another hit. New guy just stays hitting. We have the Tylan Wallace going out to the Baltimore Ravens. Going to be Christine. Jamie, I'm telling you, I think I do believe your Steelers got that division this year. I know James is going to hate me. The Bengals, blah, blah, blah. They're going to be good too. That division is going to be tougher than people think. Not the Browns, but McCole Hardman out of 199. Amari Rodgers to the Green Bay Packers going out to Jesse. Oh, I'm going to be betting Lamar rushing touchdowns this year preseason. I'm telling you that. Jamar Jefferson for the Detroit Lions going out to Calkins. What up, Calkins? Spearing people off diving boards. Speaking of the Browns, Joseph Taylor getting this out of 10. Anthony Schwartz. About the Steelers? No. I said it about the Browns last year. Or did I say, are you talking about the Ravens, Chris? Ravens weren't awful last year. They were right on the brink of making the playoffs. That North division was tough last year. That North was not bad last year. The Steelers, they were not awful. Weren't they on the brink of making, what was their record last year? I gotta look it up now. They were 9-7-1. Second place in the North. And they made the playoffs, right? They made the playoffs. They went to the playoffs. I wasn't wrong. They were good. And they had Ben. Dude, I watched Ben play live. He was bad. Bad. And they didn't lose anyone except Juju. That's what I'm getting at. And then for the Jags here, last card here, Jacksonville Jaguars going out to Mello. We got the nice 3-color swatch. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I just feel like the Steelers are so underrated. The talent across the board, their defense. I am not a Steelers fan. Matter of fact, I probably have become less of a Steelers fan meeting many other fans. But they're good. They're good. They do it. They didn't go 11-0, right? Right. Here we go. Top 2 and $5 hitless credits. I can't remember, though, Chris. Did the Chargers or the Bears make the playoffs last year? I know the Chargers were close, right? I think the Raiders got in, right? That was crazy at the end of that season. We got Bucks and the Bills. Could be a Super Bowl this year right there. Buffalo Bills, Jim Smith, and Tampa Bay Bucks, Bob Riley, each getting $5 hitless credit. Chris is going to be mad now. Bears are good too. Dude, it's a more even, the league this year is going to be more even than people think. More than ever. It's going to be top heavy. They're going to be your dominant teams, but I do think it's going to be a fight to get in the playoffs this year. I hope the Bears make some noise this year. All right, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. We got to fill up 5 more spots. We got Doug, Stan, Jeff, Chris Taylor, Hans, and Ben Hitchcock in the 2022 Fantasy League number 1. We'll be back tomorrow. Deuces.